we can see that the entire middle of the design is complete. Now we will proceed with the last step of border cutting, which we call the final pass. In this pass, the tool goes around the entire design and cuts away the excess wood on the outside. This separates the entire artwork from the piece of wood. As you can see, the machine is now on its final round, slowly rotating around the wood, and with each rotation, the edges of the design become more distinct. This moment is always exciting, because it is now clear how perfect the whole job has been. Now the cutting is almost finished. The machine head is rising. The spin is stopping. The design is complete. The operator now stops the machine and picks up the piece of wood. Look, a perfectly clean, smooth surface. Every line has been perfectly drawn. Now this design will go into the sanding and finishing section, which we will see in the next episode. This was our third episode of CNC wood carving. In today's video, we'll see how a CNC machine creates amazing designs on wooden boards. From the very beginning, setup, design, and cutting, everything is done in real time. This machine is computer controlled, meaning it will cut exactly what we design onto the board. First, we place the board on the machine bed. Notice that the wood is about ½ an inch thick, and it is being held tightly in place by the machine's clamps. If the clamps are not tight, the board can move while the machine is working, which will ruin the design. Now we load the design file on the computer. The software screen shows a flower pattern, a large round blossom in the middle, with delicate leaves around it. We imported this design into CNC router software, such as ArtCam or VCarve Pro. Now we are setting the tool path, that is, how deep a place will be cut, what tool will be used, and what speed will be used. For cutting, we will use a 6mm ball nose end mill cutter. This cutter is great for fine designs. After installing the tool on the machine, we set the Z-axis, height, so that the cutter starts at the correct distance from the wood surface. Now, by simulating in the software, you can see how the design will be made in wood. The entire 3D view can be rotated. We have now reached the most delicate and interesting part of the work: detail cutting and shaping. In this step, the CNC machine slowly, precisely carves out every corner, curve, and line of the wood. As you can see on the screen, the tool head is now rotating very slowly, cutting through the wood at a rate of a few millimeters per second. The speed is not kept too high in this part, because a small mistake here can mean the entire design is ruined. So, the machine RPM is now around 8,000, and the feed rate is kept very low. Now notice, the designs inside the curves are gradually becoming clearer. These fine lines are being created with a 3mm ball end mill tool. The machine is working, and with each rotation, a unique work of art is being created on the wood. You can see the little patterns, leaves, flowers, and lines emerging one after another. That's the real magic. What we designed in the software is now becoming a reality on this piece of wood. Now let's zoom in a little bit. At this point, you'll notice how perfectly the machine head follows each curve. According to the program, it is now doing a detail pass, meaning it is working again in detail on the previous rough cut, so that the surface is smoother. The color of the wood is also changing slightly at this stage, as heat is generated by the friction of the machine's spinning tool, which gives it a light brown tone. This color also often adds depth to the wood's design. Now we are using the finishing tool, a curved tip with a diameter of 1.5 millimeters. This tool is very small, but its function is very important. It cleans up the small parts under the curve, the corners. If you look closely, the layers of the entire design are slowly taking on a three-dimensional shape. It's not just cutting. It's like awakening art from within the wood. Now let's see how